welcome, I'm your theloladass. So today gonna bring you Meteor World Actor Badge and Dagger demo. So this demo already came out it was on November or December, I don't remember now, but didn't have time to try out the demo because there was other games, and now because there isn't a lot of games coming out yet, because it's the beginning of the year, so why not trying it out, the demo, to see if it's worth or not to play the full game when it comes out, because it doesn't have a date yet. This type of game, this game Meteor World, already had the first one but never came out on Steam because it was 18 plus and Steam doesn't let that pass. They are trying to put the first one on Steam, but Valve is always refusing because they need to take out the 18 plus scenes. They need to release the version without that, and then they can put a patch if players want. For this game, the people are saying that developers already talk about that this game will be censored without that, and they will put a patch for people who want the 18 plus scenes. So that's always a good thing, that's a plus, because there are people that want to play the game, like streaming or recording the game because it's good, and they don't want to have the 18 plus scenes in there. So this is a visual novel, of course. It's developed by Elodor and published by Shiravun. I think it's from Asian companies, these are. And again, visual novels, like I said, artwork needs to be good, the story at the same time. I don't know if this game has multiplayer or not, because this is for now a demo. I didn't read Steam paging completely to know that. This game has voice acting, but you can take out the voice on settings. It's kind of weird how to take out the voice, but you can take out. I prefer to take out because he's Asian, and I needed to let them talk, and then I needed to read, so I prefer to take them out like that. I needed to read. So let's start here. See how is the game. It's like seeing on Steam, seems good. Okay, chapter 0, Instant Defrost. Maybe it's this only chapter 0 that we play, because like in the essays trial edition, maybe so they only let the chapter 0 being played. It's extra cold here this time of year. Even in a world where the seasons never change, time still exercises its grip on the climate, especially in the dead of night when our country pulls on a blanket of cold mists. The Seventh Republic, the city despised by the sun, the land where morning never comes. The sun is up there somewhere, sure, but its rays don't reach us away down here. Not through the unbreakable veil of black clouds. We see them move around up there, but when one blows aside the next slide in, it's like they take it in shifts, and the streets only ever get darker. The dark draws criminals like moths to the flame, so we get darkness of all types. That's the order of things in this country. Alleys between buildings like this one are the worst. Blind spots to the eyes of the surveillance state, they become hives of villainy. They aren't worth rebuilding a neighborhood over, and we can't just fill them with cement. Society keeps kicking the can down the roads. Ordinary people don't wander in often, people with blood on their hands do. But to a detective, or at least to me, these decrepit alleys are old friends. I know 60 or 70% of this nation's roads like the back of my hands. That might not sound like all that much, but not a cop on the force knows them better. It's a small open space that I'm approaching. So we are this character, it seems. Hookah, can I get a light? I ask the two guys standing around shooting the breeze. They don't bother to hide their suspicions on me. Who are you? If they want to know, I can tell them. I'm a man of justice. Justice, is that it? So you are what, a cop? Not a smart question, but it's on the money. What if I am? I promptly don't deny it. Very funny, man. What kind of cop waltz in here alone? A sniff of the law and they still aren't running. They are either on straight and narrow, or they think they can take me on. Or they think I'm just a confused drunk. They are laughing. Most officers don't loiter much in the back alleys, true. There's all of one misfit on the force who does. Do you like this country? One of two is Sejit, the other an elf. The Sejit is over 40, with the elf it's unclear, but he looks to be up there. At a glance I can tell that they weren't born here. There's something in the eyes, they don't have it. And these two are no simple street punks. Leave us alone. Looking exasperated, EA tries to shoo me away. What, you are not liking our chat? Hate to break to you, but we have got shit to do. I walk over closer as if I'm their buddy, and Sejit doesn't seem to like that at all. Sejits are piss poor at hiding their feelings. For better or for worse, they are a straightforward bunch. When you get along, gangbusters. When you don't, you just don't, and that's the end of it. Come on, don't be like that. I don't have shit to do. I reach one hand into my coat. The two stiffen up. Shortly, they loosen up again. That's because I pull out a bottle of booze, cheap stuff from a convenience store nearby. Nothing like a cold one after work, huh boys? It's all about all the fun I get these days. That doesn't look open. Are you still on job? Yeah, I have a little bit left to wrap up. Then maybe you'll better go attend to that. You hear them? Get lost. Any trace of smiles are gone from them now. The bitch shit gets up in my face to scare me. Looks like I've exhausted his patience. You want me to get lost? Supposing I don't. Take a look at me. You want to find out? The man is a Jijit with remarkable honored muscles. No woman could win a fist fight against him. Jijits are blessed from birth with overwhelming physical abilities. They tend to end up misusing all that extra muscle. Oh no, you Jijits sure do scare me. The elf has been watching as if this isn't his problem, but when our eyes meet he seems to remember something. Hey! He puts a hand on his buddy's shoulder, not mine. What, man? Jijits take pride in their crazy strong bodies. He will be out about to lose his punch to me to next week, and he looks annoyed that he isn't getting to. Better not mess with this one. What are you talking about? You wanna let this woman walk all over us? I feel the same, but this guy isn't normal. So maybe we have powers or something? Ain't he? It looks normal to me. I thought it was odd when he walked in here. People don't wander down such dark alleys on a whim. There is no place to come unless you are confident. And see how he holds himself. Nice eye, Alf. Too bad this Jit doesn't have the brain cells to rub together and think for a second. It never hit him to wonder who I was. Are you? I meet the elf's eyes and flash a cocky grin. He looks somewhere else and fast. And then he taps his buddy on the shoulder. Whatever tipped him off, his instincts are good. Let's go. The smarter man tries to stop the confrontation. If his buddy goes along with him, that will make things harder. Luckily, this man buddy is a Jit. Hold on, tell me what's going on here. He doesn't want to run because of how I'm looking at him. Forget it, let's get out of here. The elf tries to make a quick, clean exit, but Sejit is still tragically short on brain cells. He just won't feel right if he doesn't let me have it. The elf has thought several steps ahead of him. These two have zero chemistry, and yet they were having a cozy chat in this alley. Peculiar. Let me ask you one more time. Do you like this country? Like hell I do, it's goddamn prison. The Sejit shakes his friend off and grabs my collar. Keep messing with me, you wanna see what happens? Figures, if you don't like it here, you kinda do whatever you want. You don't care what happened to good people, so long as you get yours. That's the way you think, isn't it? Huh? Bones, let's think about this. He breaks out his friend's name and tries again to warn him. Smart elf, it tells him, like it says on the box. He realizes quick that this is a bad situation. You two are with the cult, aren't you? That's an exaggeration, to be honest. But the words seem to shake him. How do you know? I can't help but smile at simple it here. The elf is probably about ready to cry. If he will keep his mouth shut, they will only be suspicious. But if you are mixed up with the cult, it's over for you. Even if you are not human and you can't officially join it. If they are on the cult side, they are my targets. What? It's getting so damn cold tonight. I just want to go home and crawl into the blankets. Bones, this is the guy. It's the guy they have been talking about. The one who's been killing our people from the blacklist. Oh, a blacklist. Fancy. What's a criminal organization doing with one of those? Hilarious. This guy? He finally gets it, but it's much too late. Whoa, he freezes. I spiked up his arm from my collar to his chest in moments. It doesn't matter how strong he is when I'm point blank range. I kill anyone who's ever touched the cult. That's a rule I invented for myself. Gah! And now there is a nice sculpture of a Sajid named Bones. Shh. The elf makes a play to fly away. It doesn't work because I froze him down. Whoa. The effects that it has, you can take out the visual effects. You can take out that, but if you want you can let it because you can see the effects of the game. I can't move. Running and leaving your pal? You are cold, man. He's still alive in there, you know. If I stop my powers, he might even stay that way. CGs are tougher than ordinary mans. You freeze them through, they don't die right away. Maybe the elf isn't worried about helping his friend. He says something, but not in words human knows. A vicious gale blows up around him. The magic of the elves. They can control the wind in a number of ways. If this were a fair fight, the elf's chance of escape would likely have been respectable. Look at that. The artwork. Whew. His mistake was ever getting so close to me. Even if he is a keeper, he's probably screwed. The frost flashes up from his feet and stops him from moving anything but his face. Oh my god! Gah! With his chant interrupted, the man's wings disperse. Wanna try begging for your life? I know your face. I see fear and hatred mingle in his eyes. Staring back into the kindles as a tiny warmth in the tundra of my heart. Yeah, I'm genuine celebrity. Funnily enough, the guy doesn't laugh. Even if his diaphragm will move, it's hard to laugh at the fact you are a candle in the winds. You are a cop, aren't you? At this point, the elf finally gets there. I give him an ironic round of applause. Two or three claps, short ones. I'm not laughing any more than he is. You should have picked up on that sooner. Way sooner. I told you, I'm all about justice. I'm pretty famous on the force myself. If not for anything good. Is a cop like you going to kill an innocent civilian? What civilian? Nobody in the cult deserves my protection. Not when you are feeding off of these country people. Let's just suppose you are right. Do cops murder people? Oh, even if they are criminals, permissions are to come by. You can't murder two people and get away with it. He's groping for any straw that might get him out of this. Criminal or not, elves are far from stupid. Bad news. My power doesn't leave much evidence. You will freeze through to the bone and shatter into dust. Tonight won't get warmer, and then it will rain. It will all wash away. I humped it up a little, and ice creeps over his chin. Stop! Stop what? I pick up a cigarette off the ground. What are you doing right now? I stick it in my mouth and flick it a cheap lighter at it. Why should I? I just told you, even for a cop murders a serious crime. Serious, huh? I don't want to hear it from you, scum. Now, that's enough questions out of you. I could kill you right now, so I do the asking. At this rate, you are bound for our own market grave. Is there anything you'd like to tell me? Try let me know why you roll with the cult, maybe. Maybe that way I will let you live. I hate this country, same as Bones did. Figures, you'll have to stoop to siding with the cult. You have other options. Drugs, maybe, or human trafficking. You could have picked anything else. Why didn't you? If he had, we wouldn't be here right now. I needed money. In the human society that this country is, money is a necessity. Money is sales and money repeats. Why money? It's for my family. Your family? Cops or criminals, we have all got families. Sometimes we get our hands dirty for them, don't we? That's your best argument? Maybe it's pathetic, but yes. Do you think I will let you live for that? Try using that big brain. What do you think might inspire me to help you? You think it's begging for mercy? I like this that it changed even the face, it changed like smiling at the same time. Let's see. I know. Death appears to have an idea. He closed his eyes and opened his mouth. If you want information, I'll give it to you. I'll do anything you want. Will you? The ice has almost reached his lip, but it starts, slowly but surely, to creep back downwards. He's still ugly stressed, but he's very relieved. I undo my power's grip on him until he gains the use of his hands. Talk. What do you know? I'll tell you after I turn myself in. I see. So you want to guarantee that you stay alive. If he tells me here, he can't know what I might do. He thinks it's that right to tell him that he wants insurance. Bad luck, Vuko. I don't plan on letting any of you cult scum live. The ice moves back up towards his face. Wait! I'll ask you again. What's the intel? What do you want to know? I want to know who runs the thing these days. Anything and everything related to that. I crack open my bottle of booze, and I begin to pour it over the elf's head. The boss, their base, their names, and their powers. I only know one of them. Do you promise to let me go if I talk? Yeah. One of the lieutenants is a man named Baramov. And? I don't know where he's set up, but he's an elf like me. Interesting. Like you? Yeah, I could call him and lure him out for you. Please, let me help you. Could you? I guess you have tried to let me trade up, but you have failed. The cult doesn't have non-human lieutenants. The bottle is basically empty, and I can't trust anyone who'll turn rat so easily, even if I wanted to. Well, you see, that changed lately. The elf yells out, stinking by now of liquor. See ya. Stop. Ooh, fizz. He tries to scream, but the ice takes his lungs, and also the entire rest of him too. A second nice ice sculpture for the gallery. I concentrate my power through every inch of his flesh, every speck and every cell of blood in his body. As if a pawn like you will know anything I care about. He was running his mouth about the family earlier, but playing with the cult was a fatal mistake. I turn away and leave the alley. Behind me the sound of shattering ice echoes. They live in the dark and they died there. This country won't be missing one or two punks. The darkness of the seven is not so easy to light. I wrap my body in a coat and the mist enfolds that too. I pull out a sight. It doesn't stop the shaking. Wonder how long I have got. My keeper powers are indispensable to hunt the cults, but they burn my lifespan as fast as they freeze the air. Okay, so every time that he uses the power is losing time of health. Okay, to live, right? So, and that's fine. If I die, maybe a girl or two cries. That's lol, or maybe a couple dozen. It could be in the hundreds. That might cause a fuss. Let it. Going against real power always takes sacrifice. I'll just try to keep the heartbreak to a minimum. If they don't find a body, you are not dead, just disappeared. Live in the dark, die there like a criminal. That's good. I'm Hookah Iryu, and that's what's on my horizon. Nobody else has a right to complain. No one. Okay, nothing there to talk. So that is to understand this story, like the power of Hookah, what he does. Okay. Darkness enshrouds the old Seven Republic. It's a little after 5 AM. Most people aren't awake yet at this hour, though there is no morning here and no true nights. It's an ecosystem of perpetual darkness. Everything in it has to survive the gloom. When it first started, they must have missed the sun. But even though people can pick up and move, it's impossible to relocate a country. Once you have settled down roots in a place, you have to face the land as it is. That's what it means to live in the seventh. You have to make the darkness your friend. If you don't, then it will hit you someday. Personally, I'm past worrying about it. My body more than half sunk in the beast already. The streets are sparse with people at this hour. Opportunist criminals slip in and out of the omnipresent shadows looking to prey on drunks. That's according to call we got a little while ago. This gang has been robbing people and pounding the spoils. No one ever sees them, but illicit deals continue. We have been on the case for days since the report came in. Who am I? Okay, I will tell you one more time. Don't forget again. I'm a friend of justice, the friend of the people, Detective Ruka Idiot. Ruka. I'm gonna only call Ruka, of course. And he slips. My name makes a noise. Something being said, though I can't make out of what. It happens a few times, and then I realize I've been napping. I fall asleep like that. What do you want, Clarice? I pry my tired eyes open as I reply. So, Clarice, okay. You know what I want. Are you looking out properly? Of course I am. I wipe a spot of drool off my chin. Not just snapping while pretending to watch? Of course not, you butt. And you are sure about that? Sounds like she's sure on her hand that I'm full of shit. Are you questioning your superior officer? I question everything you say, okay? It's a matter of policy. First I've heard of it. Pretty rude policy if you ask me. So you were sleeping? Persistent today, aren't we? I was wide awake. Right up until the moment I fell asleep. I was only dozing anyway. You are sticking to your guns, huh? I'm sticking to the truth, Clarice. Okay, fine. Let's pretend for a moment that I was sleeping. Oh no, I don't like where this is going. Shut it and listen. I can hear the impatience coming over the airwaves. That suits me fine. There's nothing more fun than lecturing someone who doesn't want to hear it. It's like a prize for being the veteran partner. Right. I don't think this is time for it, but make time for it. This is very, very important. I'm really not convinced. My rookie buddy seems to think I'm a liar. Of course, I want to expose the truth. If I had any faith in you, that might make sense. I have zero faith in you, so why even bother? Hey, slow down there. If I were lying, your trust might stay at zero. But if I'm telling the truth, won't it go up? You have too many priors. It's stuck at zero now. This is ridiculous. I'm tired. So if I prove my innocence, all I get is the satisfaction. Therefore, this is pointless discussion, so let's forget it. Alright, buckle up and listen. You are plowing ahead and ignoring everything I just said. At least it's on brand. Let's get back to the basics here. Even suppose I know the off for a second, if I deny it, then you ought to believe me. Excuse me? I say the paper is black, then it's black. If I say the asphalt is white, then it's white. That's a healthy commander-commandee relationship. That is an absolutely disgusting, unhealthy idea. That's just unhealthy. It's bad. It's evil. She's really not pulling her punch, is she? You suck. I forgot about Clarice and reached for a cigarette. That's fine. Please keep your eyes open. You think you are my supervisor or something? I know your tricks, Ruka. Insubordinate. With great reluctance, I put cigarette away. So I got to work. Is that it? Okay, already. Relax. I got my eye on a likely target. Is that so? I don't know if I believe you. Whether she knows it or not, it's the truth. What do they look like? This person you have your eye on. A plastered old foggy, snoring up a storm. Man, that looks comfortable. He's got his wallet sticking out of his back pocket. He's begging to get robbed. That's careless of him. You are telling me. Even I could probably get that off him. I cast a glance at the tempting, protruding wallet. Goddamn, those words. What is it? Nothing. That's strange. There was a big, long wallet there just a minute ago, and now for some reason I can't see it. Did he drop it somehow? If not, suppose while you were napping somebody made off with the wallet and now it's gone. Shut your trap, dumbass. Don't be crazy. You seem awfully shaken. Bullseye? Get ready to move. I cut the radio. Then I scanned the area, marking the moving silhouettes. I spot only 3 because it's still so early. There won't be time to go shake them all down. By the time we are done questioning the first one, the other 2 will be gone. It's also highly possible that the culprit already turned a corner and is well out of sight. What do I do? What do I do? Okay, so we only have this choice. Start shouting. I take what's probably the only chance I have here. Freeze! Police! You are under arrest for theft! I shout nice and loud so that all 3 can hear. The natural reaction is so confused and look over at me. 2 of them do that right away. They look very confused. So let's see how it works safe. Okay. Nothing confused, like that. Very well. Return. Okay, nothing confused, so it's easy to understand how to save. Very good. The 4 bolts without looking at all. It's my lucky day. I sprint off after the man in great moods. He's quick and too far for me to catch without trouble. Given that the man is a good 100 years away, if I slip up at all, I probably lose him. And that's why we keep Clarice around. Clarice, get him! Roger. I assume we're on the radio. From her perch on a roof 10 stories up, she's seen it all, and now she will come catch the guy. How? That's obvious. Clarice is an elf and can control the wind. Okay, elves control the wind, we already know that. I can't see her wings, but they are there when she needs them, and they make her too fast for any normal woman. She comes down like an arrow cutting through the air. Culprit is fleeing, 100 yards ahead. Clarice shoots straight at the man close in the distance. Bye bye early morning stakeouts, she yelps loudly with joy and... crap! A gust of countervailing wind makes me squint. Well, I don't know how to pronounce this, but it's Wikia. Up in the sky, Clarice takes the brunt of it. It sends her spinning backwards through the air like a newspaper caught in a sudden squall. That's how strong the counter wind is. Help me, Ruka! Clarice managed to tweak her course in midair so as to come flying straight into my tender body. I go tumbling with her. Move, you idiot! He's getting away! Sorry. As the wind quiets down, we look forward, but there isn't a trace of the criminal now. Okay, so the wind in the city is so strong that she can't even control her wings when flying. He got away, didn't he? Seems safe to say. He'll probably go to a ground for a while now too. Where will all that wind come from? Where do you think? He's an elf or he's got a friend who is? Okay, so it's not wind of the city. It was an elf and it has a friend elf that can control the wind. Okay, now I understand. An elfin criminal. You're not gonna tell me your people wouldn't. Everybody does. Adults, children, women, elves. To live or to get what they want, crime after crime. It makes me sad, but that is not what I mean. I've been with the police for over a year now. I know there are some bad people of every sort. Look who's starting to get it. Sounds like you have grown up on the inside at least. Hehe. I don't know what you are so happy about. The guy got away. What that gonna do to my evaluation? I won't worry about it. What? You got a plan to catch him? I wouldn't say that. That's a shame. My fault for getting my hopes up with this one. You can let as many criminals escape as you like. It isn't as if your evaluation can get any lower. She pats me reassuringly on the shoulder. I pinch the back of the offending hand and twist. Hello, that hurts. My heart hurts more. So you can see that the game has some comedy. That's always a good thing because to not get like... okay, I understand that they want to get... It's like, so it's always good to have an interesting story, but I think originals putting some comedy at the same time. It makes him funnier, the story at the same time. I like that. When we get back to the station, hey, what are you doing here, Sasuke? Oh, Sasuke, is it Sasuke? Because we all need to change the A to be Sasuke. Do you need an explanation? There's another man waiting next to Sasuke. It's the perp who got away from us just now. I can see his pointy ears. He's an elf after all. Shh, nobody trusts us. What do you mean? I mean, Sasuke was keeping an eye on you and me. And he caught the guy we let get away. So as usual, he gets the credit. I didn't notice at all. Sneaking around watching people is what he's best at. What an opportunity. Making off with our collar. Funny you were even chasing such a little case. I thought you only went after the big fish. You may not know but there is a possibility this man is connected to a larger syndicate. The ones I'm after are his boss. That explains it. It's total news to me. I shake in my boots a little. You were a mess this morning. Huh? You have been blundering around like an idiot lately. Or are you only playing the fool? Shut it. That's none of your damn business. After a short silence, Sasuke looks away. I guess not. With that, he leads the criminal off. Playing the fool? Clarice asks as I stare after his back. None of your business either. Let's report to the chief. I'll tell him a story about a blundering elf who got blown away like newspaper. Hey, don't try to make this all my fault. Just kidding. Clarice's eyes aren't laughing. I put my serious face on and comfort her. That was mostly my screw up. It's not your responsibility. It's important she knows that. Hookah. So do you still have a heart in there? What kind of boss do you think I am? Well, it's difficult to be specific, but never mind. What she's picturing. She probably won't tell me if I push her, and I don't want to know as badly as all that. Maybe save that part, huh? Just let me do you a favor here. Yes, of course. You just let me make the report to the chief. Nobody likes getting yelled at after all. Are you sure? I told you, it's not your responsibility. I pat her kindly on the shoulder and we part a ways. Okay, so we're going to report to the chief. It's been about 2 hours. Now it's clock-in time at the 30. I got to my desk early than usual to lie in wait for the chief. The man makes his appearance right on schedule. There he is, the middle-aged, large-slab, the furtive Cal's boss. Clarice throws me a sidelong glance. I flash back a wink, telling her not to worry, and then I move into action. Good morning, Chief! Bright, loud, and cheerful. I wring my hands obscurely as I horn in on the guy. Good morning, idiot. Your shirt seems cheaper today. The chief backs off from my searing bright smile, making his way to his usual seat. One step ahead, I pull his shitty chair out for him. Please, rest your legs. Thank you. I make the chief comfortable. Now, how was these mornings? He tries to pin me down, but I'm too slick. Aren't you looking a little stiff there, chief? You must have the weight of the world on your shoulders. I slip around behind his chair. Well, I suppose you could say that. Perhaps the years are catching up. It happens. How about a patented ear massage? Are you very good at that? Oh, I'm a good consummate professional at taking a load off. That's why they call me Hookah the Meteor. Somehow that nickname has never reached my ears. Anyway, what is this all about? You aren't the sort to be this nice without an ulterior motive. Oh, my dear chief. Ulterior motives? Me? I'm wounded. Just keep talking about anything except this morning. What was that? Nothing at all. It's just a pleasure to be chatting with you. My inner monologue might have slipped out a little. I do appreciate this lovely shoulder massage, but I'll appreciate it more if you'll answer my question. What? Idiot. About that thief this morning. He asked me that to right. There is no getting away from it now. I switched gears instantly in my head. So that did reach your ears? Yes, when I arrive here at the station. I don't mean to imply that this is a pattern, but I understand your situation. I get a step ahead again and take his momentum. You want to blame us for letting the guy get away? I won't use the word blame, but in principle it's your arrest rate hasn't shown any upward mobility. Oh, that's very true. What a keen observation. I suppose I can't blame you for blaming me for that. I can't just overlook this, Iryu. My boss told me that you need to improve. I know, that must be difficult. That must put you between a real rock and a hard place. I'm going to have to write a report about this. Why did you? I started myself right up to Chief's ear. It was Clarice. Blame me already to Clarice. Clarice let him get away. Did she really? The chief tries to glance in Clarice's direction. I step in the way to forestall any eye contacts. Please, don't look at her. She must look devastated, doesn't she, from the guilt? I suppose she does. She does look concerned about something. It must really be waiting on her. If she catches you judging, it will aid on her double. Allow me to explain everything. I explained that Clarice and I shared the responsibility. At 10 ratio, Clarice in the 10. Yes, naturally, I reprimanded her on the spot. You can see how serious she took into heart. But what if you get angry with her now? On top of that, our sensitive Hulk could end up traumatized. Well, we wouldn't want that. I think I'll just hear the story from her as well. You'll be putting her on the spot in front of the whole division. What will that do to her fragile physique? I suppose that might be harsh. It will be cruel and unusual. Please, let her off the hook this time. When the mistakes pile up like this, that's difficult. I take a step back and bow my head. Chief, I'm so sorry. I shout so the whole room can hear. The whole thing was my responsibility. I beg you, be merciful. If you have to fault someone, please, let it be me. Every eye in the 30 is burning a hole in my back. I understand, I hear you, so be more careful next time. You got it, Chief. I beam at him beatifically. Goddamn. That should put a bow on the whole thing for now. And it got me brownie points with both the Chief and Clarice. Perfection. I know you'll remember this when bonus time rolls around. We understand each other? Of course. Great. Excuse me then. I bow one last time and head back to my desk. Not that is more than a few steps from Chief's. I sit down across from the big guy who saw the whole thing. Our recent Sajid Vars breaks out in a grin. So this Vars is a Sajid too. Luke will learn how to apologize. He claps his hands together gleefully. That was so cool, Ruka. You know me, I look out for my people. And my salary, which I think I just saved. I don't care how bad my reputation gets, I'll always have the early assessment. If I can hold that together, I can still get a bunch. I will do my best to support you too. Great, your first mission is to suck less. We can't have Sosk running laps around us like this. So Tamako, okay. Sosk gets results, unlike some people here. The guy just racks in the criminals. He's dirty cheater. He only caught our guy after we wore him down. Is that what you call what you did? Yeah, he could barely stay on his feet. If Sosk hadn't shown up, he will have got him. You sure you didn't just let him go? We were letting Tucker himself out. But it's too late to make excuse now. Not sure when I last saw you actually say sorry. If you let him run on purpose, why not report that? It was fast to take one off for the team this time. Something smells fishy. Like what? Tamako squints at me. Nothing in particular. She starts tapping away at their keyboard. Getting back to work? Lie letter. Oh, you got the video of the scene? Vars peers in at Tamako's screen. Hey, what are you doing? Checking exactly how you let him run on purpose. That's pointless, redundant, inefficient. I try to get up to stop her, but for a scrawny sack of bones, she's quick. So this was intentional. That's a very interesting interpretation. The damage is done. It's a critical hit. It's a critical hit in the balls. They saw everything. Stop that. Turn off the video and shut down your PC, unless you want me to smash it. Vars thinks I'm some kind of a joker. He keeps watching. Whoa, look at him go. That's not acting, that's a screw up. Look, the guy's not even tired. You don't have to point out every little thing. I raise a fist, but Vars gives me a glare. I put my fist down and reconsider. Because if you punch me back, I will be dead. We are just peer reviewing your report. You dirty shitting cyber coward. Anything to change the topic. What's on that screen is poison to my cred. Where will our golden boy sauce go? He is off investigating his next case. Personality aside, he is a consummate professional. I am deeply worried by the implication that Clarice and I are anything but. Interpersonal relationships are so important, huh, Chief? At this hour, the furtive should be here, schmoozing. How can you praise someone who's neglecting us all? I'm not trying to argue with the principal there, but when you are true master detective, the case finds you. Only an amateur has to go out chasing mysteries. The poor guy just isn't on my level. That is the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. Tamako heaves a sigh. I heave a bigger sigh right back at her. What are you sighing for, Ruka? It's my secret technique, the scythe return. Look, Tamako is learning. I can't follow what you are saying at all anymore. Don't bother trying. Ruka doing what he does best, changing the topic. Shh, the muscle where his brain should be as sharp today. You know you can't keep this up forever. Crap. That went on long enough for even the boss to get in. Can't keep what up forever, Chief? You need to be on your best behavior right now. Sounds like you are in trouble. He's always in trouble. No, that isn't what I mean. I'm not speaking only to you right now. This involves each and every one of you. How exactly? I've heard some unpleasant rumors recently. What kind of rumors? The three of them look at each other confused. I don't know what he's talking about either. Well, it's only a rumor, you see. The chief waffles with his usual elegance and grace. There's been talking of shutting down the 30th division. Shutter the 13th? Like, actually close it? Good one. What kind of joke is that, Chief? Vars get it. The two of us share a chuckle. The Chief doesn't. I would like to think the same myself, but I'm not so certain. Try that and us reject will have nowhere to go. They couldn't slide us back with the first or the second. Worst idea I've heard. We are here because we didn't fit in elsewhere. We can't go back where we came from. This is the castaway cop's last refugee. It's our paradise, our Eden, our El Dorado. I won't say it's that good, but it's true this is where you wash up when you wash out. If it weren't for the 30th Division, the officers who end up here will be fired instead. Of course, we all know that no disgruntled ex-cop will ever turn to crime. Police learn all kinds of information and techniques. Having former detectives running loose with ships on their shoulders might not be in the NPA's best interests. Take Vars, he is a brainless slab of meat, but all that muscle will be serious trouble attached to a criminal. He only functions at all because he's in this division. As I said, it's only a rumor, but the current state of the 30th is uncertain enough that rumors like that can circulate freely. Can I interrupt for a moment here, Chief? Tamar raised her hand to ask a question. Forget about Ruka, Sosk, Vars and I have results to show. I think we compensate for his inadequacies. Why, you little... I'm simply assessing per reviewed reality. That's a fair point. In terms of arrest records, you are correct. So, might we conclude that a certain someone is dragging the rest of us down? She glares pointedly at a certain someone. Hey, watch it. That isn't quite the case. I appreciate all the hard work you do for us, But Tamak, suppose I were to look at your unauthorized access records. You understand that I can't call them acceptable? Gah. It seems as you hacked surveillance cameras just now. You know that there are official protocols to follow? Heh, suck it. I usually don't have a choice for investigations. Many of my cases I couldn't never have solved if I sat around awaiting approvals beforehand. Getting approvals is an important part of your job. It isn't something you ought to be neglected. Tamako is taking a red turn on the receiving end. Necessary or not, you shouldn't break the rules. Ouch, that got a sting, Tamako. I can't criticize your arrest record either, Vars. You bet you can't. The state in which your arrests come in, on the other hand, broken arms are the least of your offense. I bring in dangerous people, can't go easy on them. Bringing them in intact is an important part of your job. Half the guys you bring are already half dead. They don't really offend much, I admit, they can't. More than a few of Vars catch have wounded up crippled, and Sosk break rules as a matter of routine. It appears the higher ups are taking notice. You don't end up here unless there is something wrong with you, which isn't to say every problem cop reach our shores. The 30 is a home for the competent troublemakers, an island of castaways inside the agency. They keep us, the dangerous ones, fed, clothed and happy to keep us from becoming a thorn in their sides. It's the whole reason the 30 is so everyone that's on the 30 is a troublemaker, cop that is a troublemaker. That's interesting. That's why they don't want to shut us down. These motley punks are good at what they do, you know. Is this about what you were saying before? You got it. Please don't lump me with you. Were I to leave the force, I will not become a criminal. Interesting. Humans aren't that high-minded, you know. I'm telling you. Nobody wakes up and says, "Hey, today I'll go be evil." People always try to be good first, at least until they run out of cash. I'll just work a normal job. Work? Normal? You? If you could, you wouldn't be in this room. I wonder what you'll act first. Maybe scheme some money off other people's transactions? With Vars, we all know it will be something physical. He's a criminal the moment he loses his badge. You wanna go? And that's why we need the 13th. I agree with you, but the rumors are the rumors, and there's no guarantee that they won't become real. You should all take care to keep your heads down, especially you, don't forget. Okay, you just had to rub it in, didn't he? So let's say because that's already so good time. Maybe pressing edit. No. Why I can't save in here? It's like kind of weird to try to save because sometimes it doesn't work. Okay. I don't like it, but I will listen. Nagar, he gave it to you. Shut it. Now even Nagar is getting on my case. So this is Nagar. You are usually quiet as a mouse. Why sass me now? I shoot her a look and she shifts her eyes and shuts her trap. Damn it. I guess she's picking up on how to fit in. Time to go work. We leave at 13 behind. I don't like those rumors about us shutting down. Thanks, Clarice. Couldn't wait to hash that out again. There's no smoke without fire. Do you think they might really close the division, despite all the risk that you pointed out? It isn't impossible. The NPA needs the 30th, but it sure as hell doesn't like us. You know how it is. We are not the most obedient. When we encounter the other officers out in the field, they don't typically look very happy to see us. Yeah, that's cause they hate us. Won't be surprised if somebody up top hates us too. The national police agent isn't a monolith. Some of the brass like Ikuta see the need for the 30th. I doubt everyone is sharp enough to understand. Maybe you should try to avoid making trouble? It's not like this is all my fault. All of us need to tighten up. That's a very fair point, but you need to do more than just say the right thing. We all know you are the primary offender here. Sounds like pot calling the kettle back. How all the pots gang up to kick the shit out of the kettle. I'm deeply honored to be compared to you at all. Shut it. Come on, we are going. Where do we even have to go? Since Sosk solved our case from this morning, to my recollection, we don't have anything to work on. Good thinking, now you are getting it. Am I? Out of the frying pan and into your favorite cafe. Love and peace. That is the spot. It's not just my favorite, it's the whole NPAs. How, why and since when is the police hotspot? I've got no clue. The man who pulled me into the police world to start with used to come to this place all the time. So that's what brought me here. I can't speak for the rest. Welcome. What will be today? Good morning, Ryoko. That's her name. She's a hot babe who's worked here for a few years. I would like to go on a date with her someday, but still she doesn't seem to have the same idea. No boyfriend as far as I know, but she keeps her distance. Because he's like kinda weird. I'll have my usual, Clarice too. Fine, but we are paid separately, you got that? I know, give me a break. I can't trust you anywhere inside of my wallet. We'll keep an eye on him, won't you, Ryoko? Don't you worry, I will track these bills separately. Thank you so much. Quiet begging, you are making me look bad. I yank on her hair to make my points. Ah well, don't pull me on me. Don't take it out on her. Having a rough day? You can't tell? I know you long enough, haven't I? And you are an open book. I can't believe you saw through my poker face. You don't even have a poker face. Shut it. Hey, Ryok, how long you have been working here anyway? You don't know each other for age, yeah. I'm just not sure how long that is in real time. Let me see now. I started here right after I graduated from school, so 10 years? 10 years. That qualifies as age, yep. She might already have been working here back when I first signed on with the NPA. I don't actually remember. No way I'm admitting that. She'll just give me shit for it. And there's your order. A steaming fragrant cup of coffee arrives. Thanks. Did you screw up again somehow? Huh? That's what your poker face is telling me right now. Whoa, you are a mind reader, Ryoko. You got all that from how upset Ruka looks? I've seen more than enough of you two for that. If you want a raise, maybe focus on your job instead. Hey. Anyway, I didn't screw up. Sosk just stole our perp. Only because we let him get away. He didn't get away, we left him out there as a bait. Bait for who? For Sasuke? That's for me to know and you to wonder. Take your time, you two, don't fight too much. Ryok spots an Argot going nowhere and steps away with just a little party shot at our bullshit. Let's drop it, we came here to chill out. Anyway, it's not like it matters who caught that small time punk today. Somehow it seemed like it mattered to you. What we need is some heart-pounding action. Trust me, I don't need that. I will prefer an easy, relaxed and unthreatening case. Where's the passion? Since when were you so eager to get yourself hurt? Just my fury detect the soul acting up. If you have a soul, it isn't a fury one. Let's stick to nice and comfy investigations. The dine and dash thieves like today one. Well, things are smoother that way, that's for sure. You know, you seem different lately. I did? Do you remember when I first became a detective and joined the 13th? Nope. At least think about it. Anyway, I remember. It was a year ago now, wasn't it? My first impression of you was... Go on. Clarice cuts the flashback short in favor of staring at my face. What? Say something. Actually, you were the same as right now on the surface. A sloppy mess of a detective with no hope of promotion. No money, unkind, ungenerous. Please, stop. Lately, you seem even more decent than you used to. Colder somehow, I think. I am warm as heck. Just to be clear, it's not like you were a nice guy before or anything, okay? You don't know when to stop. Anyway, it's all in your head. I haven't changed it. Is it really? A little chill runs through me. She's only known me for a year and she's seen right through me. It's not like I'm attached to the rest of the 30th, but I used to think of them as on my team. That was before. Now, the way I see them has changed. That's none of their faults. I've been trying to distance myself recently. Why would I do something like that? It's the case I'm chasing. Okay. The Cyber Republic is teeming with people of all sorts, and criminals of equal variety. Most of them are small-time crooks like the one Clarice wants to chase. The serious threat blend in with the rest, but there are killers among them and worse. The worst of them. That's the cult. Their last atrocity shook this country like a tree. Then the government and the police eliminated them. The threat is long gone. It can't happen again. That's the official story. But it isn't the truth. Some of their leadership survive in the shadows. My phone buzzes also inside my pocket. Almost immediately the caller hangs up. 10 seconds later it buzzes 2 more times. And then it stops. And I know what that means. I've got to talk to somebody I know. I'll catch you later. When I'm done, I'll get in touch. Okay, that's fine. But you'll better not be trying to make me pay your bill. Here. I drop the price of my coffee on the table. I don't have time to be messing with Clarice. So he has some contacts to know about the case he's chasing. Puff. The alleyway seems empty. I lean up against one graffiti-covered wall and start in on a cigarette. Eventually, the girl arrives. You are late, Linda. I don't have all day here. Okay, so this is Linda. Neither do I, I'm afraid. Why we are beating up in person like this? Maybe I just missed seeing your face. And I know I'm kissable, but that's not how she sees me. You forgetting what I'm up to you? I'm a cop, you are a criminal. One of these days I might even arrest you. Arrest? Me? Don't you mean kill? She and I don't mix. Maybe I do, yeah. Let me be clear, I don't trust you. Sometimes I hate to let you walk away. Ooh, so dangerous. Just a hint of threat. Letting her know keeping secrets could backfire. She doesn't look too flustered. Why would she? She's got 2 boys with pistols behind her. They stand stock still like human dolls. Those are Linda's troops. Troops doesn't describe it. It's Linda keeper power. She steals children's minds and controls them at will. The kids aren't so tough, but they can use guns. And those innocent children give her perfect shield. A powerful deterrent against the force of justice. Not much of a guard on you today, huh? More hiding somewhere else? Could be. They will cause a real ruckus if you try anything. If I take on her here, she has more controllable kids, physically farther but still at her fingerprint tips. Those other troops will pointing guns at civilians. I wish I could trust you more myself. I'm not gonna try to take you in right now. Hey, what a shame. She could cause a catastrophe anytime she wanted, but she isn't about to do it right now either. Well, let's not knock ourselves out over it. I won't be letting my guard down with this one. Trust my butt. I don't trust her and she doesn't trust me. So, why are you here? You never know whose phone might be tapped. No, you don't, but that isn't news. Admittedly. I put myself on higher alert. I'm not the only one who'll grab her given a chance. Or maybe she's got me in her sights after all. It only takes a few bullets to kill a woman dead. You are making a scary face. Don't worry, I won't do anything to you. Sure you won't. You are much too trustworthy. I set my fate the day I turned on the cult. I can't see why I will try to trick you at this point. She's right. Linda has enemies everywhere. The NPA and the cult too for good measure. However, you could always walk in with my head on a platter. I have iced more than a few of their guys. They'll be happy to see it. What I'm saying is that I got an amazing head. You sure do. But is that what we are here to talk about? Probably not. How are the things looking inside the police? As they approach to the cult show any sign of changing? Nah, it's the same old line. As far as the NPA is concerned, the cult no longer exists. They will never open the case back up. So it's the same old story. Are any of them onto you? Don't think so, not yet. I buried the cult in the dark where I find it. Then that's a relief. But the cult doesn't share the same blindness. Of course not. Once they notice they are losing people, it doesn't take a genius to fear somebody killing them. Lately, even the thugs have heard of me. They've gotten the word around that they are being hunted. The organization is in turmoil over the whole thing. Who's doing it? How are they finding targets? Bet they would like to know. I'm finding them thanks to Linda herself. She leaks cult information to me and I go hunting, wiping the bastards out one at a time. The pressure will only get worse. They might puzzle out who you are at some point. Bring it on. You are strong, but never make the mistake of seeing the cult as weak. They are under enough stress to lose everything they have. I can't even guess how they might come at you. You are afraid of them now? Maybe I am. My power isn't as strong against bad people. Linda Keeper's power are invincible. She can wield her as tools, that's a fact. They will pull the trigger on anyone she wants them to. At her command, they will take bullets for her. She can control several at once and use them for cover and support at long range. This power is devastating against the police. She can use her own pawns as hostage or have them threaten many innocent lives at once. If we try to take her by force, then the casualties could easily number in hundreds. But we are the police. What about hardened criminals? Linda's hostages don't face them, and humans don't make good shields once the shooting starts. She'll have a hard time. That's why she gives me information. She trades it for the deaths of cult members, of threats to her. We are enemies, but with enemies in common. For a moment my heart thumps too hard in my chest. I try to keep it off my face, but a small noise escapes me. Is something wrong? Let one sign of pain slip and Linda catch it. So why didn't we do this over the phone? Oh, about that. For a moment Linda seemed curious, but she drops the issue for more pressing topics. I just want to see your pretty face. Bullshit. It's true, you know. Then scram. Stick around and you are under arrest. That will suck. I'll better bounce. Look out for yourself, okay? Things are only going to get harder for you. You don't say. With a smile, Linda vanished back into the shadows. She's an enemy, but not a high priority one. First I have to scrub the cult off the face of the world. Once she's gone, I let out a deep breath. Tum. My heart bangs against my sternum again. Gugh. I can't breathe right. Then the pain comes, squeezing my heart until it might pop. Gugh. Let me save, only because we already passed a lot. Okay, we'll save. Always true, because you never know what can happen. So I squat down on the ground and clutch at my chest. Freezing cold mist spills uncontrollable out of me. It rises up towards the black sky like smoke, or like dry ice splashed with water. With Linda gone, I'm the only one in the alley. That's one thing that saves me. I jam a hand in my pocket and then I'm too cold. I can't retrieve it with the thing I need inside. So this is Melissa? Hookah? Melissa notes that something's wrong and flies out. Seeing the problem immediately, she flies into my pocket and returns with pills. I bring the tablets to my trembling lips, gulp them down and collapse. For 10 or 20 minutes, I can't move. I couldn't defend myself from so much as a stray dog. Pain runs through my body and crushes my chest. It's 30 minutes late by the time the pills leave me. My body feels infinitely lighter. I lean against the wall. Are you okay to move already? Yeah. If you weren't there, that could have gone real badly. You haven't been taking the pills, have you? And I've been working my power much more often. I've always been a defective. I can't control my ability. There you go. One pill used to block my powers fully for a day. It will usually keep them in check for 3 days or so. I've been cutting back on the pills these past few years, but one was still enough to suppress me. But now, I form a small pill of ice in my hands. The meds are all through my system. I can still use my power at 100%. The pills aren't working as well? I think it's less that I'm building up a tolerance, and more that my powers are growing out of control. When I kick the bucket, I'll probably freeze solid. Don't say that. I'm kidding. I can double, maybe triple the dose. It will be fine. Just not right now, while I'm fighting the cult. That's a relief, at least. Good, that's why I said it. It sure wasn't true. My body is already at the point of no return. At this rate, I'll be lucky if I last a year. I have no regrets unless the cult survives. Even so, a few figures do float up in my mind. A few people who might have regrets over me. Why do I care? I've always lived alone, nothing has changed. Friends, lovers, they are distractions I don't need. I don't have it in me to go soft now. But there is one thing that does bother me. If I have got so little time left to live, I wish I could have more fun with it. Let's head home. What my body craves right now is rest. I stop thinking and begin moving my feet. Thoughts creep back into my head though, like they always do. What I'm doing is unquestionably illegal. It's counter to police policy and against the law. I'll kill every last member of the cult to a man. If the cops catch on, I won't be one anymore. I'll probably find myself in front of a judge. That's why I'm taking distance from Clarice and the rest. Nothing final, not right now. But when time comes, I want to be ready. When shit eats the fan, I don't want it eating them. And Linda's worry scares me too. Those are my fears and concerns right now. But worst thing are the ones you never see coming. Okay. He doesn't want to put his team on the line against the cult. Okay, that's always a good thing. This is 7th Republic. The headquarters of National Police Agency or NPA, the organization that upholds law and order. The interior of a meeting room. In front of me there sits a man who is trying to see if he can glare me to death. This man's name is Ikuta. His first name is some bullshit probably. I know it, but I can't remember. I can't remember because I don't feel like it. We go way back, but I never use his first name. You get the picture. Do you understand why you are here? I don't answer, so he asks again. I'm asking whether you understand why you are standing in this room. Answer me, Detective Hukairu. So formal, I might actually have to open my mouth to get out of here. I was thinking, is that so? And what are you thinking? Answer me, if you don't, I wave a hand to cut him off. It's okay, I got eyes, I can see what this is about. I'm getting a raise, aren't I? I nailed it so hard, he could look lost for words. A nice big salary boost? Maybe it was the phrasing. He could be so impressed with my answer, he sighs wearily. Be serious. His titled pursed lips suggest he's in a bad mood. Well, someone seems touchy today. Maybe I'm taking this a little too lightly. Sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. I answer clearly and confidently. Not a hint of hesitation. I see. Ikuta nods, apparently satisfied. I must have got that right. I know the kind of man you are. I'm not trying to mess with you here. Things been kinda quiet for me lately. No big case, nothing flashy. On Saturday I meant that. Oh wait, is it about that case the other day? If you got questions about that perp Sosk Bagged, no. He interrupts me before I can even finish. I'm lost, man. It's too early for this crap. I wasn't expecting an inquisition first thing in the morning. I got the right to be rude. Ask anyone. This is about where Ikuta should be backing off. Normally he will be. Something's different today. Please take a look at these photographs. Ikuta lays several pictures out on the table. He's bullying ahead like I'm not even here. The pictures are dark, too dark to make out a glance. They are so unclear that I could pick one up and stare at it and still not work out what it shows. But I know what they are instant. I lay eyes on them. Do you know what these are? Beats me. He's not getting me that easily. Pick one up and take a good look. That was too easy for him. He could oppress me. He'll be reading every twitch of every muscle in my body. I reach down and grab one of the photos. I pull it up towards my face. Very, very close, half an inch away. I can't see a thing. That's too close, hold it far from your face. Great crowd tonight. Gags are just embarrassing when nobody laughs. Not that I'm surprised. Ikuta is never much for comedy, and today he's got an even colder audience behind him. Some of the top brass, I don't know how many, and an official note taker. It's like I'm being interrogated. It's like that because that's what's happening. And that's why Ikuta won't cut me a break. In this situation, apparently he can't. So? Sorry, no clue what I'm looking at. I take one last look and put back with the others. What do you think? Further questioning will seem to be a waste of time. Is it trustworthy? This man's testimony. I'll show you trustworthy, jackass. Based on his respect towards you, I have some doubt that his word can be relied on. He hasn't spoken politely. Furthermore, he hasn't been imprudent despite our presence. Shouldn't we surmise that he has something to hide? Excellently observed. Hey, I didn't do any. Ikuto drives a look like a lance through my throat. It seems safe to assume that he's hiding something. However, he deemed it to be unrelated to the matter at hand. Why would that be? I know Detective Hiro since we joined the force. Naturally, we are aware of that. Detective Hiro is insubordinate with regard to me. Oi? That is the explanation for his inexcusable attitude. Is that so? In that case, shouldn't we deem him untrustworthy? No. He is a churlish man, but he has a minimal understanding of what it means to be a detective. He can't tell black from white. I believe he has answered the question honestly. Is that so? He got his dig in, but he still backed me up. If you don't recognize this image, then you may leave. Go. Unless there are any objections? None for the moment. However, if he makes any suspicious movements, of course, in that case we'll revisit this. At Ikuto's word, I'm dismissed. I'm so glad to be found innocent. For now at least. Get out of here. I'm getting. Could you get this off of me first? I indicate the object attached to my arms. No objections? Ikuto gets approval and asks the note taker free me. What the heck was all of this about? I throw the question at the brass like an accusation, but they don't answer me. I understand your feelings, but you do not have the right to know. Ikuto shuts me down before the brass have to bother. Leave. Alright already. I back off and get myself out of the room. Won't want to wait for them to change their minds. Okay, so they start to suspect something about us. Are they doing this to every honest cop on the force? I never heard anyone ever call you honest. I was talking to myself. Don't eavesdrop. It was Fuhimi who addressed me, a detective of the 1st Division Ikutas. I was simply talking to myself as you came up near me. How do you think I felt hearing yourself address the drive? Happy? Your brain functions in such remarkable ways. So, you are still talking to me. What's the occasion? It can't be. Huh? I stare at Fuyumis and she flinched for an instant. You fall for me? Her eyes speak scorn and her sight speaks volume. Ouch, I was just asking a question. Guess you are waiting for Ikuta anyway. He'll be out soon. Just as soon as he finished chatting with his big pals. What have you done this time? Huh? Fuyumu speaks again as I try to leave. You were questioned in front of our boss, were you not? Through the camera too, sure. They talk a lot of shit from behind their monitors. They are your boss, that is their prerogative. You cannot possibly expect them to come down for you. Shut it. What did you do? I didn't do anything. If that were true, then we will not be here. I'm just misunderstood. All that hot detective passion makes mirrors around me. Detective, you'll do well to come clean sooner rather than later. Since when were you so shut? You worry about me. Usually, Fiumi will be glad to see me screaming. You look surprised. I'm shocked. Why the change of tone? It will indeed be the best if you just disappeared, particularly for Superintendent Ikuda's sake. However, footsteps approach from inside the room I just left. Sounds like the brass has talked enough shit. Fuemi cuts off what she's saying and looks away. That's my cue to leave. Alone again, I let out a sight. Guess Dagger ups aren't blind after all. Those photos they had, there were all kinds of people in them. Guys I recognized, guys who work for the cult, dead guys thanks to me. They are getting close to the answer, close to find out I've been doing some erasing. All cult-related investigations are subject to a blanket ban. It will be bad enough if I were just working the case. I'm well past that point. I've been killing the culprits. If they catch me, I won't just lose my badge. They will throw me down the hole where murders go. It still counts as murder when you are killing criminals, at least when you do it without permission. I can't be confident that they don't have any proof. If they did, they won't be asking questions. Ikuto knows I won't ever let the case go. He knows I'm breathing down the cult's neck, but back there he seemed to cover for me. He probably doesn't think I would go this far. Either that or he's got some other play in mind. One way or the other, time is running out. Better hurry. Time is running out and the cult is still breathing. So he could cover us in there. Interesting. There's a building with an open roof. This area is not intended to be accessible. You can't get out on it from the interior. Oof, you are heavy. Sorry, Clarice. We are light on the roof in question. That's why you keep the elf around. It's easy access up here with the elf elevator. What are you doing up here anyway? I just want to see the scenario. Are you sure you didn't want to piss all over it, Ruka? I could piss just fine down on the ground, but we got some fresh intel. Looks like drug deals aren't just for back alleys anymore. Lately it's all about deserted rooftops. More and more illicit trades go down up here. This is the perfect place to make a bust. Isn't that my idea from other day? It's completely different. You are missing the point. Not just anybody could hide out up here. So you think it's an elf again? Well, elves aren't the only things that fly. But one of my snitch told me there might be something going down up one of these rooftops. Should be in about an hour. Okay, so we go for some action. Okay, let's only save because we never know what can happen. So are we doing an ambush? That's the idea. The sky might be something of a blind spot for us. Theoretically, shady deals should get done in secret cellars. Usually they do, because most of the ones doing them can't fly. Maybe there's a criminal keeper out there who can, but you'll have to buy from someone who probably couldn't. Rooftops don't normally host bustling black markets, and it isn't so easy to fly up here even if you are able. Clarice gets to fly when she actually remembers to, but ordinary civilians don't have that privilege. 16 feet off the ground is as high as they go. Hanging out a roof height is asking to get arrested. It doesn't seem as if anyone is coming yet. Sure doesn't. It's so cold. It's chilly. I wish I had worn a coat. Clarice, yes? It's been a year since you came on. How do you like it? You have a fun idea of small talk. Are you sure you don't want to say something more gentlemanly? Like, here, borrow my coat? I'm good. I might get cold if I didn't have my coat on. Oof. Well, I suppose you might say it isn't so bad. It's a far cry from what I imagined when I joined it. What were you picturing? Defending the weak and defeating the strong? You know, a classic cool detective type, like you'll see on TV? Yes, exactly. Saving children, getting thanked. We don't do very much of that sort of thing. We don't get much ear work at 13th. It's nothing that common for us to deal with a murder. Thieves like yesterday are the what we call action. I stick my neck into shit now and again, but that's it. Not as like living the dream, I guess. You could say that. Maybe we'll have better time here in our division if they really do shut the 30th down. Huh? That might not be so bad for you. Hook, what you... Halfway through Clay said there's motion. I get into cover with Clarice hot on my heels. A shadow is moving up the side of another building. It isn't an elf. It's clinging to the walls but moving quickly. I guess the intel was good. So it seems. Is that a keeper? Probably. Sticking to walls is sucky power though. You have a point, it looks like a cockroach. He's crawling up in a decidedly unsexy way. Inside of a minute, he gets to the top where he stands up on two legs like a normal person. He turns, surveying the surrounding roofs. We make ourselves as small as we can to stay hidden. What do we do? Let's wait for them to actually do a deal. This guy could still be armless hardcore hot climber at this point. It's illegal to fly without a permit, but you are allowed to climber wherever you want. That's true, though it's not like a powerless woman could be that nimble. Okay, so you can't fly either, but you can do hot climbing through walls. Like what? We wait around for about 10 minutes. Got them. Those look like elves. Two new, so let's make an aerial approach. Doubt they will tie to that thief the other day. But it's depressing to catch so many elves in a row. Of the many races living in the Seventh Republic, the elves are among the more law-abiding on average. Or maybe it's just that they don't deal much with others. To put it nicely, they keep to themselves, but to put in another way, they learn to be bigots. And they are smart, so they know better than to dip their feet into crime. When they go bad, they dive into it. That elves for you. Could be something behind this. Behind it how? For example, maybe there is a shady organization going around recruiting elvish malcontents. That winged magic you can throw around is no joke. I could think some nasty use for that. There are two of us and three of them. You know how mobile elves can be, Hoka. We aren't going to be able to catch all of them. We all focus on bringing in one. Shouldn't we call for backup? Backup like sausage again? Give me a break. I think cooperating will help our arrest rate. Give me a nice long break. Hey Hookah, what now? I've been afraid to ask lately. How is your body holding up? Oh, I'm fine, thanks for asking. You have been taking your medicine? I took some earlier. I can probably force some power out, but not enough to be useful. I think that's for the best. We have a lot of cases, but you only have one life. You going soft on me now, Clarice? Well, I was worried about you. You are my veteran partner, technically. You wanna round up those three and let me take it easy? Nope, I couldn't even have to try. I never see anyone look so proud to be useless. You are a lot better than you were a year ago. We could try getting some actual results. What are you thinking of? Let's arrest one each. That's 2 out of 3. Nice math, huh? I see. Take your pick of the elves. I'll grab the climber. They say if you throw one stone at 2 birds, you'll eat neither. We'll be in trouble if we screw up again. There must be a whole scolding flashing before our eyes. I don't know if you're gonna have a choice in here or not, because you never know. Okay. Don't worry, the NPA doesn't know about this tip. We don't lose anything if these birds get away. Suck up and let's get them. Sounds good. I'll do my best. That's the spirit. The 3 men have bunched up while we were chatting. Record it. Okay. I passed Clarice the camera brought along. He brought the camera to record. With its powerful zoom, we check the hands and face. The 2 presumed elves who join the climber have hoods that conceal their features. The climber himself doesn't. He's an unmissable mass of Sajid muscle. That means, at least he isn't a keeper. Sajids are strong on a whole different level. If a bad one got keeper powers, we will be all kinds of boned. So it's like no one's ever heard of that happening. Maybe because Sajids have got brown in their brain holes. I think I'll prefer a keeper. Look, They are handing something over. That will be the drugs. Let's move. Roger. Clarice picks me up and takes flight. On invisible wings, we soar from our roof to our targets. But on the way, something hits me. Something about Clarice carrying me from behind. She must be nervous about the confrontation we are headed towards, because she's holding me closer than usual. And I feel a terrified sensation against my back. Two disturbing soft, pleasant sensations, rubbing against me in the strong winds. Clarice! What is it? To make ourselves heard in the air, we have to shout. Did your chest get bigger? What? Mushing up on my back, they feel bigger. Ugh. Ew! Clarice yells louder than necessary and also drops me. Hey! Sorry, missing my lift, I start to fall. We haven't made it as far as the other building, so what waits is there far below? God, he's bad! If I could just reach the wall, I could freeze myself up against it, but I'm too far away to have any hope of that. I could form a little ice at my feet, then I will be a comet. Big improvement. My last words were sexual harassment. I can't play like this. Hookah. Clarice plummets down at me with an hand extended, trying to pick me back up. Ugh. I clutch desperately back up her, but I'm falling just a bit more quickly than she is. Faster, rookie, double time! I'm trying! We grab for each other's hands with increasing urgency. Around two-thirds of the way down the building, Clarice finally gets my hand in hers. She must be flapping hard, trying to cancel both of our falls. I thought I was a goner. Nothing like someone who spent skydiving to make you curse the weakness of the human race. Knew there was a risk, I kept the elf around. Shut up, you stupid idiot. If I shut up, I don't know. Look, I just can't. I might freeze to death in all this cold sweat. You just almost died by running your stupid idiot mouth. Because somebody dropped me. I have enough. We cut an elegant line back through the air to the rooftop. It wasn't the smoothest, but at least they didn't notice. Two shadows take off as we approach. They scatter in two different directions. They notice us. Hurry, Clarice. Right. We are above the Sajid, who is early climbing down. Clarice let me go again and I drop. This time I'm near the wall. I cling to it with a ice grip. But I'm still falling fast. It won't be easy to stop. Freeze! Police! I angle myself over in Sajid's direction. He sees me and tries to go faster. Unfortunately, Gah! He panics and his hands slip. Now he's upside down. Hey, now! We are still 20 stories up. Even a Sajid can shrug off a fall like this. After the scream fades away, there is a dull thud. Shoot! I finish my descent at a more leisurely pace. So the guy died. Elected men land between buildings, okay. Nobody is like to stumble on the aftermath. That air conditioner broken. You must have bounced a few times on the way down. The device mounted on the adjacent walls are damaged. Finally I reach the ground. I see what looks like blood and an abandoned shoe. Fallen items belong to our Sajid suspect, but no body. There ought to be one. I follow the blood. Yeah, because the air conditioner fall, how you say that, instead of dying immediately, that took the damage in there. God, it hurts. Holy shit! I'm too impressed to come up with anything smart to say. The climber is just injured, but somehow alive. His left arm is bent at an unnatural angle. Oh my god. The afterfall is just took. I'm amazed. Sages can climb like cockroach as they are sturdy. It's a crime that humans keep up with them at all. This time we are lucky they are practically unkillable. Now we get a live suspect, which beats a dead one. He's trying to drag himself away, so I give him a light kick, just enough force to flip a ground bug over. The climber looks up. He's in no shape to argue. You sure ran in a hurry. What kind of deal was that? Call an ambulance, please. Looks painful. Cough up what you know and you can have your pick. Oh, what will be, the ambulance or the hearse? He groans. His breathing is too ragged now to form words. I guess that was too much to ask. At this rate it might seriously need that earth, so I give up and call him an ambulance instead. Hope Clays has better luck catching a flyer. They got away. Hope springs eternal. It's not like I'm surprised. I have had enough of failure myself. So it was a bust. After report, but before our next mission, I drag myself over to the smoking room. And she follows me out and enters behind me. Don't worry, I'm being good. My, do you think I'm here to rub salt in your wounds? I fear you might be. Perhaps by reminding you that you should have shared the intel about that roof, or by pointing out that you let 2 or 3 suspects escape and arrest the third in life-threatening conditions. Sounds like salt to me. The chief's not the type to yell at me. This is more like his way. You seem to be expecting it. Actually, I'm here about something else. Do you remember what I discussed with you yesterday? About shutting down the 13th? Are they serious about that? The rumors are swirling added by the day. Could they really do it this fast if they wanted to? You kick us out on our butts, who knows what we might do. Please, let's keep the joke civil, hear you? Threatening me won't get you anything, you know that. I'm not threatening anybody. I pull out a cigarette and light up. So does the chief as usual. I know it's difficult with the country in this state, but you need to be aware of the situation within the NPA. You got it, chief. That's your job. You will handle stuff up top for us, right? May I remind you that I don't have any power? You got it, chief. That's why he's the chief, he doesn't have powers. It was a long day, but I'm back outside my apartment. The phone rings. It doesn't recognize the number. It's me. I got a good guess who's on the other end, but we met up only yesterday. What gives? I thought you were worried our phones might be tapped. There isn't time. I'll make this short. As I expected, it's Linda. Her voice is unexpectedly fraught. The cult has found about you. Don't let your guard down for even a second. She hangs up. It was always a matter of time. Okay, so they already know about us. I could only kill so many of them before someone caught on. Linda will be in trouble too as my accomplice. From the sound of things, she's in danger right now. I don't mind criminals fight amongst themselves. I'll better be on my guard though, more than usual. The elevator deposits me on my own floor. My neighbor's gardening operation dominates the hallway. Has she been watering them? They don't seem to need it. I find my key and stick in the lock. I stop noticing some kind of sand at my feet. Damn it, did Chiffon get another new plant? Chiffon in the next room isn't running a beautification project so much as substantive farm. I assume it's there from a new source of nutrition, but hold on, I've seen this sand somewhere. Shit! A brilliant flash fills my field of vision. Oh my god, sound, so loud. As a split second later, the sound and the impact follow. I hear falling rubble hitting surface around me. Only half my brain is work and my eyes won't open. Or maybe that's from the flash. Either way, my thoughts haven't caught up to reality yet. Fighting through the all-consuming pain, I force myself to suck air into my lungs. Ark! A burning pain assaults my throat. I want to throw up. Gah! What happened? I need to get a grip. I compel my arms to move, riffing to push myself up. Gah! When my vision returns, I realize that I've been hurled out into the alley. How is my first question. I was going home. I was at my door. I managed to get my torso upright again and think. Then I feel something warm on my left hand. I turn my arching neck slowly. Check what it is I'm touching. A corpse, identity indeterminate. Probably alive only seconds ago, meet now. The explosion. This must be someone from my building, caught in the blasts. Or a pedestrian who was just walking by. Whichever it is, today wasn't their day. My eyes go to my room, there's smoke rising from it. If I will react any later, I will be dead. It was the call from leader that saved me. Had that talk not put me on high alert, I couldn't have activated my powers in time. Not my first choice of rescuer. I don't want to move, but I don't have a choice. If that explosion wasn't there for me, somebody might be by to make sure it worked. I have to get out of here. I'm not in any condition right now to fight. And the music is good for this, because it's like we are in high alert now. With the wall's help, I drag myself to my feet and walk. What am I doing? Everything hurts. That means I'm still alive. There's blood dripping from my head. It might be injured. Darn. It might have been easier to die after all. My need for vengeance burns hotter than ever. You sons of bitch, I'll pay you back double. With every step I take, my right leg burns with pain. As long as there is pain, I know I'm still alive. So thanks to Linda, we knew that something could happen, like that we protect ourselves with our power screen. Because what I think is, I think it's not introduced yet on the game, maybe the cutscene, or it's a bug, I don't know. But like in there you could understand that will be the end of chapter 0. That was like, okay, he knows that now he knows the cult, knows who he is, and is going after him, and he needs to be in high alert to, and he gonna need his friends, right? He doesn't consider them friends because he doesn't want put them in danger, but he gonna need them to help him to find to take out the cult, is what it seems. But it's like, it's a good game. It's a good game. Like, you have comedy, the artwork is very good, the story seems it's a mystery, right? So it's always good because you don't know who it's behind the cult. Now it's like we need to like I don't think the game will have multiple endings because you don't have a lot of choice. So I won't say that this game will have multiple endings. So what I hope for the full release is that first they let the players to stream or record the full game and not only until certain chapter, because if they say only until, let's say, until chapter 2, that will suck because you can't see the entire game, you can't show the entire game, then a lot of players don't like that. And the other is that they put the game like here it's the game with the censor, like doesn't show nothing about 18 plus, and they put a patch on the side. If who wants to play with the 18 plus sims, people can download that, because people are saying that they would like to see the first game, but because the first game added 18 plus sims in there, Valve isn't letting to put on Steam because they don't let that. So that's why people are saying that this game was approved on Steam because it doesn't have those sims. They're gonna put a patch on the side. So I hope they continue doing that because the game promises a lot. Because superpowers, comedy, good story, and good artwork. I hope they say let's make the game like this. And if people want 18 plus sims, we put a patch if they want to download or not. I hope they do that, and they let us players that stream or make videos to play the entire game and not making like a restriction, because like that is like kind of bad, because I don't like that, because I like to see the game and show the entire game to the players to see that it's worth the game to play. But yeah, like it's a good game. Like, if you like visual novels and you want to try out them, you can go and download it. It's already available on Steam. And if you enjoy visual novels, it's a game to put on your wish list because it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. The problem is that it doesn't have a date yet. That's the problem. But it promises. So hope you guys enjoy hear the demo of Meteor World Actor Badge and Dagger. I don't know if that last part was bugged or it was to be like this on them, because they don't have the cutscene they don't have yet the cutscene done, so I don't know if that's a bug or not. I hope it isn't. I hope it was like they don't have the cutscene yet done. So, but you knew that will be the end of the demo. So again, if you want to try out and see if you should put on the wish list or not, you can go on Steam and try out the game, the demo, and you give your opinion to developers, and then put it on a wish list, because it always gonna help the game to get more notice on Steam. So hope you guys enjoyed them, and see you guys next time.